The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
Just another day in paradise, downtown Phoenix, Arizona, with the San Francisco Giants in town tonight. On Fox Sports Arizona, it's the Arizona Diamondbacks wrapping up a short two-game set against these Giants, trying to climb that mountain, get a little bit closer to a winning record, these Diamondbacks. Hello there, folks. Welcome back to the ballpark. My name is Darren Sutton. He is Mark Grace. Glad to have you with us, and we trust your week to this point has been a very good one. Speaking of good is not a proper word to describe Tim Lincecum. No. Here's a 25-year-old right-hander, 2 Cy Young Awards already on his trophy case, and at 25 is 45-17 in his career already.
Oh, you run out of superlatives when you're talking about Tim Lincecum. He's dynamic. He's fabulous. All the above. What he is a guy that every time he takes the mound, Darren, you have a chance to see history. He can get 27 outs quickly. He's got no-hitter stuff. He's going to throw a couple before he's done, but he's a guy that we said it in the pregame show. He not only is satisfied with defeating you, he wants to embarrass you, and he's been doing a heck of a job of that for the last 3 years.
I was speaking with Benji Molina before the game. He said he really doesn't even understand how to use his fastball fully, which is very scary for opposing hitters. When you were a hitter in the big leagues more than a decade and a half, and you were facing the ace, the Doc Gooden, the Pedro, did you know it when you woke up that morning?
The game started the minute you did wake up that morning. As soon as the alarm clock went off or the dog came and started licking your face, it's all about that guy. It might have been Nolan Ryan. It might have been Dwight Gooden or Greg Maddux. Whoever it was, now it's Tim Lincecum. You knew. You poured him all over your cornflakes. You took the kids to school with him. That was everything that day. It was all about Tim Lincecum or whoever it would be. These guys know who they're facing. They know. They've studied him. Now it's time to go out, give him his respect because he deserves it, but go out and defeat him.
You made it very clear that after last night, you briefly enjoy it, then you move on to Lincecum. Let's quickly talk about last night because these guys found themselves, if only for a night, offensively.
It was a lot of fun to watch. It was a lot of long balls, Darren, 6 of them to be exact. It was good to see. The offense has been a little bit stagnant lately, to say it mildly, and these guys really broke out in a big way, all the way up and down the lineup. Everybody get involved, and that's good. When everybody gets involved, it's a lot more fun. It's not just 1 or 2 guys, it's everybody. That's a good way to go into tonight.
Statistically, it won't happen tonight unless there is a minor miracle. That means Rodrigo Lopez has to be very good, and he has been his last 4 starts. It's Lopez against Lincecum. When we come back, a new angle on Brandon Webb. Haven't seen him on the mound since last April. Will we see him on the mound in 2010? Not quite sure about that. We'll address it when we come back. Diamondbacks baseball brought to you by Gila River Casinos, proud partner of the Arizona Diamondbacks. By Schumacher European, your Mercedes-Benz Supercenter located at Scottsdale Road at Loop 101 or drivethebest.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Visit southwest.com. Grab your bag. It is on.
And welcome back to Chase Field. Minutes away from first pitch between the D-backs and the Giants. Brad Steinke here on the field. We talked about it in the pregame show. Brandon Webb spending part of last week back in Alabama, did some biomechanics work, and he found out that his delivery is a little bit too high. So here's our Geico quote of the game. Brandon Webb saying that, wow, he's going to retrain, even though he's almost 10 months out of surgery and he's been throwing for 5 months. I've been almost wasting my time throwing bat. That news got this reaction from his skipper.
I hope it's the answer. I hope he can retrain himself and get back on the mound. You know, it's been a long process for everybody. I've run out of ways to describe playing catch, and it's so now if he can, if he can get his arm angle back to, I didn't even know there were degrees of arms measurements and things like that. So I hope it works, and I hope he can find steps forward so he can get back on the mound and he can pitch for us and help us.
It's all about the angles. Tonight it's another D-back on the comeback trail.
Bruce Bochy, Tony La Russa, of course, 31 years. Bobby Cox, Joe Torre, 20 apiece. That man, 15 years. And certainly time in San Diego memorable as well. To the postseason, they went quite a bit. It's Rowan, Sanchez, Sandoval, Huff, Molina, Uribe, Balker. Lincecum bats 8th, and so Torres bats 9th, the right fielder. And on the mound, Rodrigo Lopez, the right-hander. He's 34 years old, and he was fabulous in his last outing in Atlanta. And he fires strike one. We're underway at Chase. Glad to have you with us tonight. UPS Store delivers the numbers. 8 starts, respectable 3.81 ERA for the veteran right-hander. The walk's low, 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio this year, and the pitch dives outside, 1-1. Throwing at 267, 5 home runs, 18 RBIs. Doesn't walk a bunch, so the on base in that leadoff spot at 309 for the Gold Glover. Changeup just missed away, 2-1 the count. Well, he handcuffed the Braves. Now, he had 11 runs to work with. It didn't matter, though. Went 8 innings, gave up just 1 run.
Oh, he was terrific. He's going to need to be terrific again tonight. You mentioned it in the open, Darren. He's going to have to win a low-scoring game.
High fly ball left field. Is it going to stay a no-scoring game? Yes, it is.
That's knowing your ballpark, Darren. That's all.
They look for a man who didn't know if he would even pitch in the big leagues this year. Outs are outs are outs. You don't complain about it.
You got that right. Connor goes back, checks a couple of times to see where he is, and had it all the way.
Freddie Sanchez missed all of this season up until last night, recovering from left shoulder surgery. Last night, in his first game back, the former batting champ was 0 for 4. A little number and it's foul. 0-1 the count.
That tried to come back fair, all the English on it, but it did stay foul. This guy's going to be a shot in the arm for this ball club.
I think so, too. I really do.
Former batting champion with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Had trouble staying healthy the last couple of years, though.
Well, it frustrated him last year, and he was acquired from Pittsburgh. And you could see the last hit he got in the big leagues last September. And injuries befuddled him, had him consistently on the DL, even when he came over to San Francisco. And that'll frustrate you. A team goes and gets you, and you just can't get healthy for that team. The 1-1. Bouncing ball, base hit left field. Defensively, let's take a look at the Arizona Diamondbacks. And it's brought to you by Jaguar. In the outfield, Connor Jackson, Gerardo Parra, Justin Upton. Young with the night off. Reynolds, Drew, Johnson, LaRoche. And Chris Snyder catches Rodrigo Lopez. Well, and now Pablo Sandoval. Well, they told us all about how Sandoval was struggling. Couldn't really find his stroke, they said.
Yeah,
it's been a tough month of May. You guys will see, the Giants experts told us. As he digs into the box, promptly takes a breaking ball for strike one. Well, Sandoval just raked again last night here at Chase Field. We have now determined that all the people that were telling us were just kind of pulling a bit of a Lou Holtz on us.
Exactly right.
He got Kennedy. Kennedy got everybody else. But it's becoming silly, his numbers against the Diamondbacks and here in this ballpark as he fouls it off.
And Lou Holtz famous for when he was at Notre Dame with those #1 teams. I just don't see any way how we're going to beat William and Mary. They're just too strong.
Yeah. And that's what we heard about
that's
Sandoval.
Kind of what we're hearing about Sandoval, you think?
I think so. The Amica Insurance hit zone. In his last 8 games in this ballpark, he's hitting .594. It's rare when an announcer gets to say those numbers and tie it to batting average. Maybe slugging percentage, or at times a pitcher's ERA. They don't like it when it's .594, but rare do you say batting average of .594. That's what he's done in his career.
Sounds like a luxury car.
It does. Unfortunately, lower than the Diamondbacks bullpen ERA, that number .594. Shot. There he goes again. He sat back on a breaking ball and rockets into the corner. Connor can't stick a fork in it. Don't think it cost him, I should say, anything, though. As Sanchez, I think, would have scored anyway. Sandoval, again, we don't believe anyone when they say he's not hitting. 1-0.
If you're wearing the D-backs uniform, he is going to hit you. It's not a bad pitch. I mean, it's a breaking ball, maybe a little bit off the plate outside, and Connor can't track it down. That guy just can flat out hit. I mean, it's impressive.
I mean, I know that pitches in, he can turn and hit him into the bleachers a long way, like the guy who came before him who set the all-time home run record. We've seen him hit some homers like Mr. Bonds, but there are times he's more Ichiro than he is Bonds.
Like that.
Front foot.
There's no rhyme or reason to him. He's just one of those guys, see ball, hit ball. He can hit fastballs, breaking balls. He's just looking to swing. He ain't looking to walk.
Got the inside corner with a changeup. This man really has seized the opportunity. Aubrey Huff. Here you go.
He just gets out on his front foot and he just drives it the other way. Golly, that's nice.
Is it because the hands stay back?
The hands stay back. You're exactly right.
1-1 the count on Aubrey Huff. Grounds that one foul. First base line. We were talking about Huff getting the night off last night. Had appeared in every game prior to last night. Ishikawa got the start. That's 17 games, hitting .333. And turned out to be a nice story in San Francisco. He's really seized this opportunity. The veteran. Good changeup, tops it out to Lopez, leaves it behind, only for a moment though, as he retires. Huff, that average dropping down a bit below 275 now. 1-3 on the putout.
Catcher number 1, Benji Molina.
And now Benji Molina,
who also hits a million against the Diamondbacks.
And Molina last year had a big year against Arizona. In his career, hits .302. And this season, you can see what he has done. He has spent his career hovering at about 300 with runners in scoring position. 0-1 the count to Molina. Gold Glove catcher spent some time not with the Angels, not with San Francisco. Do you remember the time he spent with a team that's coming to town this weekend? Toronto. And Benji will tell you, just wasn't a good fit for me. It wasn't their fault, and it wasn't my fault. It wasn't the right fit for me, though. There you go. In his career. Boy, fabulous numbers. Bouncing ball. That's a fair ball. And Molina saying, no, wait a minute. That's a foul ball. He hadn't even started running.
That's a great play by Reynolds, coming and getting it while it was still fair. It was going to go foul if he lets it get to the third base bag. But he comes and gets it in front of the third base bag before it can go foul. And then throw it out there a little bit for the umpire to look at it.
Your assignment, Mr. Hinch, should you and your crew accept it, and I think you have no choice, solve the best pitcher in baseball and his stuff over the last couple of seasons. Again, we're pretty sure you've accepted that assignment. Here's the men who have accepted it. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. No Chris Young in the lineup. Gerardo Parra on down the line. It's Johnson, Jackson, Drew. Upton LaRoche had a multi-home run game last night. It's Reynolds. Nice play defensively. Parra, as we mentioned, in center. Snyder and Lopez. He's 5'11". Many would debate it, and it doesn't really matter. Even if he's 5'9", 165, his name is Tim Lincecum. He's the best pitcher in the National League. He has made 8 starts this year. He's 5-0 with a 1.76 ERA. We will continue to extol his virtues, but Gracie, you continue as we did in the Open.
Oh, he's just undeniably the best pitcher in the National League. Roy Halladay has come over here. He's going to probably throw his name in the ring for the Philadelphia Phillies. But if you want to beat the best, it kind of starts right here, if you ask me.
Lincecum gets ready to go against Kelly Johnson. Kelly's faced him before as he looks at a strike over the outside corner. 92 miles an hour. The average Lincecum fastball this year is about 91, 92 as that one dives low. Was a slider there. He'll throw a slider, he'll throw a changeup, and occasionally a bigger, slower curveball.
That was one of his main weapons a couple of years ago. He doesn't throw near as many because he throws so many changeups now.
The 1-1.
Gas.
1-2 the count to Kelly. Kelly 1 for 14 against him with 4 strikeouts. And there you have it. You can see the career. Fewer fastballs than usual. And as I mentioned, Benji Molina telling me he's still feeling for his fastball as a pitcher. As that one is on the ground and it's a ground out defensively for the Giants. Take a look at how these guys roll. He has become a little bit more of a ground ball pitcher this year. So Sandoval, Uribe, Sanchez, and Huff will be front and center. And, of course, his battery mate calls it a day off, Benji Molina.
Back there in a lounge chair.
You may as well rally cap up early. And I like that. Fastball is low. 1-0 the count to Connor Jackson. You look at his mechanics, starts almost as if he's in the stretch, which for him simplifies things as he pounds the inside corner. 1-1 the count to Connor. He starts almost sideways, so the step back and the turn not very dramatic, as you see other pitchers will face the catcher. And Gracie, we've broken it down 100 times. It's worth doing 100 more. That lead arm so important.
Taught that by his father. Out in the backyard.
Father who pitched and played semi-pro baseball for a long, long time. It's dad and it's science. It's a combination of the both. This is a look Exmo. Watch that lead arm, the glove arm, if you will. And then he pulls it directly to his body.
Oh, that hurts to watch.
Fastball is in and a walk. Not too many. 3 walks per 9 innings in his career, 15 this year. But if you're going to walk anyone in this lineup, you figure that man from Jacksonville may work himself a walk. Connor Jackson. Well, with the runner on, opponents hit 135 against Lincecum this year. So now Stephen Drew. Stephen hasn't enjoyed it. We're going to get you to some guys who've enjoyed it. I promise. Connor with the walk. There may have been a reason as that one is in. Missed badly. 1-0 the count. This, Stephen Drew last night.
That was the biggest hit of the night right there. That was the one that put the Giants out of their misery.
That was a 3-run home run. He drives him back to the bag. Connor wants to clean things up a little bit out there on the base pads. Opposing base runners against Lincecum have 7 stolen bases this year. None thrown out. You and I touched on it last night. I don't know if it's Connor Jackson, but when you get on against an ace, you better push the envelope.
You got to try to push the envelope.
2-0 the count. That was the curveball, correct?
That was the curveball. Stevens done a good job getting to a 2-0 count. Now you've made Tim Lincecum most likely a fastball pitcher. Now, if you get a pitch in your wheelhouse, you cannot miss it. That's how you have to defeat guys like this. You're not going to get in these situations very often. You have to take advantage when you do.
Steven takes the fastball and drives it into right center field to the gap. It goes! And it's run down by Aaron Rowan. Connor hustling back to first base. He's in there standing up. Drew gave it a ride. And in many other ballparks, that is a homer. Deepest part of this park.
Fastball, middle of the plate. He got a good piece of it, but he didn't get all of it. You'd know if he got all of it, because it would have been about 50 feet over the fence. But Aaron Rowan did a great job of tracking it down. And a long, exciting out.
So now with that runner still at first and 2 outs in the inning, here's Justin Upton. 7 home runs, 21 RBIs, and here he comes, just like last year. Fouled off. Boy, that got a piece of Mark Wagner. Making sure that jaw is still connected.
That'll rattle your cage.
Good to see a smile from the home plate umpire. And good numbers in his career. Lincecum plenty of strikeouts of Upton, but a .300 hitter. There's 2 doubles and a triple on that resume against Tim Lincecum.
Power on power. Justin got that pitch we were talking about, but he missed it.
Working out of the stretch, and as you can see, as we spoke of, it's not that much different than his windup. As he shoots Connor back to the bag. Upton with 7 home runs this year. And he has given up 1 home run, Lincecum, to a right-handed batter this season. Topper, and it's a foul ball. And it's a guy, the man who hit the homer, by the way, who's been discussed on our telecast the last couple of days. Hanley Ramirez got him on May the 4th on a changeup. He threw Ramirez a changeup. He hit it out to left. 3-run homer, tied the ball game at 3.
Hanley can do that. He's got that kind of talent. Look at the focus on Lincecum. Okay, I got it.
That level of competition they speak of with Lincecum, experiencing super success early on in his career, he's not satisfied. He doesn't just want to beat you, he wants to embarrass you. He wants to beat you badly.
That's exactly right.
The 0-2. Overthrew that one.
You got the heart of an assassin.
It was interesting watching him come in today into the locker room. Came in a little bit later. Starting pitchers will do that. And in the corner locker by Barry Zito. And then right next to him, Brian Wilson. Grabbed himself a copy of Baseball America and started reading about college baseball. Put his music on, would take it off and chat with Zito occasionally. Zito's having a great year, by the way. And then chat with his closer. Runner goes on 1-2 inside. And a stolen base for Connor Jackson. So Connor went ahead and took off. That's 3 stolen bases.
And you like to see that. Now a little scratch base hit will tie the ball game.
A lesson learned. Again, you never know till you try. Lincecum and Molina just opted to ignore the whole thing.
They expect to get Justin out.
Justin breaks his bat, and it's foul down the line.
That's the way they look at it. You may call it arrogant if you want. It's just it's a self-confidence that is unmatched in the National League.
Don't a lot of closers have that mentality? Not starters, but closers.
I agree with you. Trevor Hoffman's one of those guys. Go ahead and steal second. That's not a problem. Because I'll strike the next couple of guys out and you won't score.
I remember covering a younger Troy Percival. Same attitude.
That's exactly right.
And there's a former
didn't
catcher.
Bother holding guys on.
No. Out front. Changed up on him there. Upton goes down on strikes. He let him steal because he knew he'd get up. September 18th, 2008. It was Justin Upton with a triple late, and then you can't get enough of him. Big Adam Dunn, line drive into center field, 3-2 victory. The only time the Diamondbacks have defeated right-handed ace Tim Lincecum.
Oh, you hit it right on the head. You just can't get enough of Big Adam Dunn.
By the way, Randy Johnson started that game.
Did he?
Juan Cruz still available. He got the victory.
He is still available.
That's what I've heard. Chad Qualls got the save in that game. The big fella went 7, gave up just 1 run. Lincecum went 8 and gave up 3. Pitches outside from Rodrigo Lopez.
Cruz still throws about 95.
I have to check on that. I'm not quite sure.
Oh, yeah, he does. I checked.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The 1-1 to Uribe is a changeup. Pretty good pitch there.
Didn't get the call. Wegner must have thought it was down.
The former Oriole with the breaking ball, and it's a fly ball, sending Justin back to right field. Juan Uribe is retired. And so 1 away here, as the Diamondbacks had at least an opportunity, a runner in scoring position against Lincecum. We told you about that average with runners on, 135. It goes down with runners in scoring position to 125. The veteran slugger, certainly in the minor leagues, John Bowker. Chance to get a start tonight.
Big numbers in the minor leagues.
Ooh, homers, too.
But once you get up to San Francisco and you're a left-handed hitter, all of a sudden those homers are going to go down. That is a huge ballpark to right and right center.
Driven to right field. Justin Upton going back, looking up. Nearly got out of here. Upton plays it, throws it back in on a hop. And it trickles on away. Hopefully everyone's all right. They are. So Bowker with the double. As we were saying, he's got some nice power, especially if you make a mistake.
That was a change up. He stayed up out over the plate. He beats Justin on the fly and just misses, making this a 2-run game. Now all of a sudden, Tim Lincecum hitting in the 8-hole. I would imagine he's not being asked to bunt. He's being asked to go ahead and drive it in the gap.
For the first time in this franchise history in San Francisco, a pitcher hits 8.
Gas. Right by him.
For the same reasons that we've seen Tony La Russa do it. We saw several other organizations give it a try, and tonight Bruce Bochy gives it a go.
What do you think of it, Darren?
Well, I really respect Bruce Bochy. So if his gut feeling tells him let's try it as he squares the bunt. But I've never really seen it work or make a big difference. That's all. I respect that man a lot, though.
Love and respect Bruce Bochy. Just zero understanding of why he's doing it.
Well,
doesn't make any sense to me.
You're a career National Leaguer, my friend. You speak from a lot of experience.
I think it's because he wants Sandoval to be hitting with rabbits on base, a lot of speed on base, and Torres, Rowan, Sanchez. Well, that's fine and good. If that's the case, go ahead and hit Sandoval 4th.
Sure.
Instead of 3rd. Doesn't make any sense to me, but maybe Boach will explain it to us when we go up to San Francisco. And Lincecum is an athletic guy. I mean, he's hitting 158, which is not going to scare anybody, but he is athletic. He can put the ball in play.
0-2 the count. 3 for 19 this year. 5 sack bunts. He's a very good bunter. The 0-2 outside, 1-2 the count. Lincecum 2 for 2 with runners in scoring position in a game in LA. April the 17th, so he had his RBIs, but this time he has himself a strikeout. For the 10th time in 20 at-bats, Lincecum goes down on strikes, and Lopez cashes in. Boy, I tell you, a one-out double, that makes you feel good.
Well, not only that, Darren, but in that situation, you got a one-out double. If you normally have your number 8 hitter right there, a lot of times you're going to get an intentional walk to pitch to the pitcher, and you by it working out this way, man, you didn't force AJ's hand at all. Go ahead and get the pitcher out, and now face, what would normally be, nothing had to happen there. AJ had to make 0 decisions there. Go ahead and pitch to the pitcher. Now try to get this guy out.
Well, and this man, to follow your logic, would be hitting with 2 men on.
Right.
And 2 outs. And maybe runners on second and third with a good sacrifice bunt.
Exactly right.
So a different look where a single may play to pair. 1-1 the count. Now Rodrigo has to cash in and take advantage. Torres a couple of nights ago, key home run to tie the ball game against San Diego. They are speaking of him with an awful lot of respect, and they're also speaking about, as he gets a little bit older and is around a little bit longer, how much he has meant to this team. He's hit safely in 5 of his last 7 games, hitting .346.
Really struggled with the changeup last night. Let's see if Rodrigo goes with it.
Fastball in. Torres is 4 for his last 7 with runners in scoring position, with a triple, a double, and a homer. 5 RBIs. I think your teammates like you a lot when you do that.
Doggone right. No time for that changeup.
All right, we're looking for that on 2-2.
He got it, but he didn't swing at it.
3-2 the count. Rowan waits on deck. This club is without Mark DeRosa, trying to work him back from injury. So Torres sees more playing time. Hard ground ball on a backhand. Kelly gets it, and in time for the out. So that double with 1 out, with Lincecum batting 8, turns out to be a 0 for the Giants. For the Diamondbacks, Adam, last night, certainly a good night. Not 1, but 2. Chaz Roberts air conditioning. Our cool play. Oh, that big follow through. Oh,
man, it's pretty to watch. Almost like he's dancing.
Arms go high in the air. You know what makes it pretty?
What's that?
When the ball sails out.
Oh, and then some.
Stubborn to that approach. 1-1 the count. And it's proven solid throughout his major league career. Oh, you bet the ball flies here, as that one is outside. Adam, and I think this might be one reason San Francisco is after him. Just one reason. He has killed the Giants in his career. It's funny how that works. Oh my goodness, over the outside, 2-2. 31 games against the Giants, 40 hits, 342, 7 home runs. Please come play for us.
Yes. We're tired of you doing it to us. Come join us, please.
On 2-2. It's a change-up, and it's a fly ball right. Well struck. Just enough room in this ballpark. Had him way out front with the change-up.
Even though he had him way out front, he still got it on the barrel of the bat and sent Torres all the way to the middle of the track.
So now Mark Reynolds. Our good friend Jeff Munn just dropped by.
How is the money man?
He's great. Fresh off the newsstands. The newest edition of the Sporting News as Mark Reynolds takes strike one. And they rank the top 50 players in the game.
Players.
50 players.
Pitchers,
and it doesn't matter. Put them all in a hat. As Reynolds fouls that one off. Number 1, Albert Pujols.
That's nobody's surprise.
Number 2, Joe Mauer.
Not surprised by that. Where are we going with this?
Number 3 and 4, both the Yankees. Alex Rodriguez, number 3, as Reynolds waves through that one, goes down on strikes. Derek Jeter, number 4.
Okay.
Number 5, the 5th best player in the game, according to the Sporting News, and I have to read their panel of experts. That man on the mound, Tim Lincecum, the 5th best player in the game. And Gaylord Perry, former Giant Gaylord Perry, had a great quote about it.
Gaylord's a good man.
And he did anything to win and to keep runners there.
Oh, yeah.
And
he cheated.
I don't even mean that in the fun part of it. That's the other part of it.
He threw spitballs is what he did. You can say you can do anything. He threw spitballs.
But he could be a grumpy, grouchy, angry competitor out there on the mound, too. He said, and I quote, "He doesn't take pity on anybody. Juan Marichal was great like that. I used to see Marichal get him out on third with no outs. And I'd bet my teammates a Coke that the runner wouldn't score. 9 times out of 10, he wouldn't score. So my teammates stopped betting me. Very few guys even get to third on Tim. He reminds me of Marichal." Gaylord Perry.
I'm just surprised it was a Coke.
Yeah. Parra draws himself a walk.
Second walk here this evening by Lincecum.
It's quite a compliment, though.
Sure. That's the. There's maybe. Oh goodness, they come around once a bit. You know, guys like him come around. You know, once an era. You know, guys like him, Halladay. He's younger than Halladay. You know, and where you say if he stays healthy, he's got a chance to break records. I mean, he's that good. The great thing you're talking about Mike Krukow before the game, he still hasn't figured it out yet.
And because he's slowed the game down so much, 0-1 the count to Chris Snyder, he's not going to jam right now a square peg into a round hole to prove to everyone he's figured everything out.
Right.
He'll just be who he is for now and add on as he learns. Now it helps to know that who he is right now is great.
It's fabulous. Back-to-back sliders, back-to-back called strikes.
Snyder last night had a really good night. 2 for 3, a double, a homer, 3 RBIs. Very, very effectively here at home. 13 games. He's got 11 runs batted in here at home. He's homered 3 times. A little pitch out, thinking maybe.
Yeah, 0-2 is not the greatest count to pitch out. Runners usually aren't going on 0-2.
1-2 the count. Executive Vice President and General Manager Josh Burns will be joining us here in a bit. We'll get his perspective on the new arm angle for Brandon Webb, and if that means anything at all, we'll see.
That was interesting reading this morning.
Inside with a fastball. Josh Burns will be joining us. Buried that fastball in after the sliders away. We think it's a good idea to bring the boss up here, the Executive Vice President and General Manager, Josh Burns. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, Josh. Mark Grace.
Hey, Gracie.
Heard a lot about you.
You hanging in there?
I am. You know, it's been frustrating. You know, losing's frustrating. The way we've lost has been frustrating because, you know, other than last homestand, we probably could have or should have won every series we played all year, and we're just giving away a lot of games late. You know, it's all around baseball, but ours has been the worst. And you know, it's cost us. We should be at or above 500, and we got to dig out of this hole.
And the newest, and again, you're just trying everything you can, it seems, over the last 7 or 10 days or so, is Luis Ayala signed out of the Dodgers system. Just a brief explanation on what you guys saw when you scouted him and where he fits in right now.
Well, he's an experienced guy. I think one problem we're trying to solve a little bit is the bullpen's a little look-alike. We all know it's right-handed, but bringing in a guy with kind of a different arm angle.
Hugs the line. Play is made.
And, you know, he's experienced, and it's funny. Talk about Rodrigo Lopez. I think it's a topic in our clubhouse, and Rodrigo and I were talking about Ayala a week or two ago, and they're both Mexican, so he knows him well. But Ayala's had some success in the big league, so we'll see. If he performs in Reno, he'll be given a shot. And
it's right now opportunities. I mean, you're opening the door. There's, you know, whether it's Saul Rivera, whether it's, as you talk about, Ayala, you know, you have, it seems anyway, served notice to those that are here and those that used to be here. We have a level of expectation. It might not be fair, and it may tighten you guys up a little bit, but we have to live up to that.
No question. And Blaine Boyer cleared waivers, so hopefully we can get him back on track down in Reno. But, you know, you want to be patient, but we had to change something.
Sure.
And like I said, maybe some different looks, different pitches, a little more breaking ball, different arm angle down there. And it's too bad. You know, a lot of these guys obviously have track records, but other than Aaron Heilman, that's been a struggle down there.
Ouch. That's going to hurt. Tell us a little bit about what we learned about today. And for us, it was kind of a surprise. I'm curious where you guys are with it, obviously, but the changing of the arm angle for Brandon Webb, it came out in the paper today, and You're the best person to ask about it, my friend. Here's the quote. I have to retrain, even though I'm almost 10 months out of surgery, throwing for 5 months, wasting my time throwing bad on the new arm angle. Those are his thoughts. We'd love to have your thoughts.
Well, my thoughts would be, what are you talking about?
This past week he went to Dr. James Andrews Clinic in Birmingham, and they do some biomechanical assessments, and it's a recommendation they made. Sometimes when his arm's up too high, it can create an impingement sensation in his shoulder. He might have more freedom if he lowers it a little bit. I know Gracie and I were talking off camera. John Smoltz had done that at one point in his career, and I talked to Webby and Ken Crenshaw today after his throwing session. I don't think it's too drastic, but he did lower it a little bit, and he felt great. So hopefully that puts him on a better path, because we've definitely stagnated here. Yeah, definitely, as that one is into center field. Sliding, coming up with it, Gerardo Parra. He's got himself a couple of outs. You bet. That is a double play.
Josh, Pablo Sandoval just made an out.
That's big news.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you stay?
Absolutely.
All right, Josh Burns up here in the booth. Pablo Sandoval. The only way he makes it out in the ballpark is if that man, fresh up from Reno, makes a fabulous play. Home Depot doing more on defense. One of his ball players, fresh up from Reno, Gerardo Parra, makes a sliding play. Freddie Sanchez got off. Thought that ball was played on a hop, so waiting for a signal.
Got no signal from an umpire. You're just out there in no man's land. You can see somebody. Let me know. Is he out? Or did he catch it on a hop? He got the wrong answer, evidently, and he's doubled up. We were talking about Brandon Webb, Josh, and and you were explaining to us about the arm angle. Let's talk about another guy that had major surgery. Top prospect, Jared Parker. How's he doing?
He's doing great. He had surgery in early November. Same day Sam Bradford had it, so they were patients the same day. But he's recovered very well. Like a lot of guys, I think he thinks he's ready to go. We want to sort of stick to the timeline of Tommy John, which is a procedure that's been around for decades. Right. So if all continues to go well, we'll probably see Jared pitch in the fall, maybe the fall league, and be right in the mix next year to be on our staff.
To be in your staff and to be joined by, 5 great starters from South Bend. I mean, you really are pitching. And I know you wish they were here right now, but in the low A ball level, it was supposed to be all about the offense as Rodrigo Lopez draws the walk. And there are guys that can hit, but throw about your pitching first in South Bend.
Yeah, they've done a nice job down there. We actually, I was just in Visalia. Chase Anderson, who was our 9th rounder, just had his first start in high A. But probably most noteworthy, at least with draft position, Mike Belfiore, who was the 45th pick, I believe, out of Boston College, a left-hander. Eric Smith was the 60th pick out of the University of Rhode Island. Belfiore.
I love a left-hander.
Yeah, classic power body. He was a good hitter in college, and pretty good slider and changeup. And then Eric Smith, has what we like. He's a very good sinker, and gets a lot of ground balls, and big, strong 6'3", 6'4" guy. And like you said, a lot of good position players there, so that's a fun group.
Yeah, that group down in South Bend. Bobby Bortring hitting now?
He is. He was Midwest League Player of the Week a few weeks ago, and all those guys are hitting. That's a tough league. Not many teenagers in that league, and with him, Matt Davidson, who's a teenager, Chris Owings, who's a teenager, Keon Broxton, who just turned 20. They started out 0-9, and then started to get their revenge on the league a little bit. But Justin Upton was there. It's a tough league to put up big numbers in. Some of those guys are at or above 300 and hitting some home runs.
That one is fouled off by Kelly Johnson.
How about a leadoff walk to Rodrigo Lopez? Well, that's his third walk.
Yeah, he's out of the zone.
He's no good.
For him.
He's no good.
No?
I agree. For him, he looks like he's going to give us a chance tonight, so hopefully we can take advantage.
Yeah,
you have to take advantage when you get a star like him, the best pitcher in the National League.
Fly ball, center field. Kelly Johnson is erased on a fly out. Quickly about Rodrigo. Again, walk us briefly through the path of deciding that he was your guy, and how many calendar months, years did you have your eyes on him, making sure he healed?
Well, a couple of things. I was in Boston when he was in Baltimore, so he was pitching against the big boys, the Red Sox and Yankees, and winning 14, 15 games and going through tough lineups, and really impressive. Then he got hurt. We actually went out to go watch him at Arizona State when he was just coming back from Tommy John. Couldn't quite get to the deal. Bounced around with Philadelphia last year. We tried to get him when he was in AAA. They instead promoted him, which was their right. And this offseason, it was a pretty quick conversation. He wanted to come here. We wanted him. And it was neat. Again, the AL East backdrop. Mel Stottlemyre Sr., who was with us in spring training, he said, this guy's going to make our team, and he's going to help us. And Rodrigo looks like the Rodrigo of old.
You got to be proud of the starting pitcher last night, what he's brought to this ball club, Ian Kennedy.
Yeah, he's been terrific. 7 good ones in a row, and pitching deep. Obviously, that's part of the bullpen issue. We've asked more of our starters, and as we've said since we got him, he's got better stuff than people give him credit for. It's a 6-foot righty bias, but he's got 4 legitimate pitches and can strike people out.
Line drive into center field and put away very nicely. Any level of concern with Dan Herron? We know he's allowed to be a human being, but he has been human over the last month or so.
No, not really. I mean, it's funny. It's there have been some interesting pitching struggles around baseball, bullpen and starters. But Danny is he's certainly one of the best in the game. Maybe he's going to reverse his trend. Maybe he'll be better in the second half this year. But every night he pitches, we feel like we have a great chance to win, and he's focused on winning the Silver Slugger too. So we feel pretty good about Danny Herron.
2 outs for Stephen Drew. And then there's this gentleman, the total plate appearances and the durability and the things we see from Stephen throughout his career, but he's back to those extra base hits that you liked from 2 years ago.
Yeah, last night was, I think, a little more knowledge. At first base open, sat on a breaking ball, hit a 3-run homer, and he's got a great swing. Now I think he's sort of thinking along with the pitcher, and, one of those guys I think who's benefited with a little more left-right balance in our lineup. I think Kelly Johnson's been good for him, talking about hitting left-handed pitching. So, Steven's a pro, but I think he's learning as he goes, and, he can be an impact guy.
Line drive, base hit, right field. He's got himself a hit. Makes an impact against Lincecum. Now, it needs to be pointed out again, he was 3 for 26 against him with 10 strikeouts previous to that single.
Yeah, he hit the ball well in his first at bat, too. Yeah.
He's due. That was a changeup. Changeup, it just stays right in the middle of the plate. He just swats it out to right field. Well, opportunity now for Justin Upton with a couple of guys on base. It's good to see Justin swinging the bat good again.
No doubt. It's funny. We've had a good offensive start, and Justin didn't have a great April. And, we all know when he's hot, he can sort of carry our team. But we hope that our lineup, clicks 1 through 8 with some threats in the middle.
What do you know the latest? We've been watching him run around and start to catch and throw a little bit about Miguel Montero.
He's feeling good. He's gonna catch a little bit tomorrow, and he has thrown to the bases. He threw his spikes on, and he's swinging the bat. He's comfortable with his knee brace, and he's feeling really good. So probably a week, 10 days into games. Let him play another week, 10 days beyond that, and if all goes well, second week of June maybe.
Well, that's good because you guys, have you seen your June schedule?
It's pretty tough. Chris Snyder's done a great job.
Oh, no, and it's not a knock on Chris. Nothing wrong with strengthening the troops a little bit, right?
No, I hear you. No, it's going to be a tough go for us. But, It's where we're facing a great pitcher tonight. We faced Tommy Hanson, Tim Hudson, Josh Johnson on the road trip, and it's what you got to do. You got to beat the good teams and the good pitchers.
Gracie and I were talking about that, getting out of town after facing Josh Johnson. I mean, if you
that guy's legit. He's
very good.
Legit.
Yeah, I see Osvaldo Jimenez is having another tough night. There's some there can be some new contenders for the Cy Young.
Justin pounds it, and it's a foul ball. 1-2 the count. Josh Burns, Executive Vice President and General Manager, joining us up here in the broadcast booth. Yeah, you're right. Jimenez, the year he is having and the work he is doing. And Gracie mentioned Roy Halladay joining in the National League as well.
Yeah, with the Lincecums and the Herons and the Carpenters and the Wainwrights, there's some, Matt Cain, and there's some great pitchers around. And, we had a good night against Tommy Hanson, but obviously it's hard to get these guys, but every once in a while you got to find a way to win.
So who's going to be the next manager of the Braves, since we have you here?
I don't know. It sounds like Jason Hayward. He can do just about anything he wants to.
I got you. Justin Upton tries to dump it into center field, but it hangs up a little bit too much. Gosh, I think maybe the best answer, the last one. I like that. Josh Burns, Executive Vice President and General Manager. Best of luck. Blazing fast speeds, it won't burn up your wallet. By Blimpie, America's sub shop, and by Nissan. Right now, get a great deal on your new Nissan during Nissan's National 10 event. See a Nissan dealer today. Well, hey, kids and folks and moms and dads and more kids. Hope you're doing well. That little kid to my right is Mark Grace, and my name, I'm even a bigger kid at heart, is Darren Sutton. And we're just glad to be at the ballpark with you. I'm glad so far for these Diamondbacks, Gracie. They've had their opportunities. Hopefully they will cash in against Lincecum.
Yeah, you get a leadoff walk to Rodrigo Lopez, turn the lineup over, and unfortunately couldn't get the job done, so we go into the top of the fourth in a 1-0 ball game.
Aubrey Huff played for Tampa for a long, long time, from 2000 to 2005, as he takes a slow curveball for strike one. A couple of years in Baltimore. He's a .282 career hitter. Nearly 800 career RBIs. Shoots that one down the line. Upton will try to get around it in that corner. Tough to do. And he gets it back in. So a leadoff double for Aubrey Huff.
Back-to-back breaking balls. That time Aubrey Huff just gets out and gets extended and yanks it down the right field line.
Here's Benji Molina. Molina grounded out to third back in the first inning. Still has that average at 318. Reaches out and pops that one into the seats. Well, he was all padded up and bandaged up. I would imagine they just take the same bandage, maybe with some heat underneath, just move it. Just hard to, you know, shoulders, knees.
10 minutes here, 10 minutes on the next spot.
But that shoulder got a foul tip right off it last night.
Ouch.
The 0-1.
He's trying to poke it to the right side and move the runner over. That's the kind of player he is, team player that he is.
He said his skipper asked him when things got a little bit shaky, not completely out of hand, hey, you like to take the rest of the night off? No, it's all right.
I'll be just fine.
Then they really got out of hand. He asked him again. He said, all right.
Okay.
That was after the foul tip, though.
Yep, save it for tomorrow.
The 0-2. Bouncing ball. He'll be kicking himself. Molina rolls out there. You could tell the effort was there, but one crafty veteran hitting, a crafty one on the mound. He got him out front with a changeup that time.
Like we said, he took 2 shots over to the right side, came up empty on both of them. Well, now with 2 strikes, Darren, now you just go to hitting. Now you got to go to hitting. And he gets a change up, and all he can do is pull it to the left side, and he can't get the job done.
So now Juan Uribe. Fly to right field back in the second inning. 24 RBIs in 37 games. Big swing, and he fouls it back.
Well, I'll tell you what, he doesn't get cheated, does he?
No, he doesn't. That's that big swing. Reminds you of old Diamondback Josh Weitzel. Used to take
kind
a
of
big swing
I
like
agree.
that.
Kind of a right-handed version of Josh Weitzel. Boy, he took a mighty rip at it, didn't he?
0-1 the count. Right field, Justin up there charging, sliding, but he can't hold on. And so Upton leaving his feet. You hoped he had it. He didn't. And so runners on first and third with 1 out.
Now you've got an opportunity, Darren. Even though you don't have a base open as that ball's driven to the right side, Justin gave it all he's got. Looks like it caught him right off the heel of his glove, right off the thumb. He couldn't come up with it. Huff had to make sure it wasn't caught. Now he can move to third. But now you've got a situation, Darren. Even though you quote-unquote don't have a base open, you've got second base open. And you've got Lincecum on deck in the 8-hole. So you can afford to be very careful here to John Bowker. Boy, so what do? Just go right down Broadway, and he took it.
Boy, what a valid point you make, though, with the pitcher standing on deck batting 8th.
I thought Bowker might be thinking the same thing because he just took a fastball right down the middle.
Stunning, really. Now let's see how they're able to cash in on what's a break. You sneak a pitch by a hitter like that. And the pitch is in, 1-1 the count. You can see what he has done. And that hit came in his first chance of the year, so hitless in his last 14 ABs with a runner in scoring position. I'm still not taking my chances with the guy who showed the Diamondbacks he can hit in his career.
I agree with you. You got Lincecum on deck. You've already struck him out tonight. That's your only strikeout of the night, so he's. And also a chance to maybe hit into a double play with the pitcher. They ate him up with a fastball in. That gives me an opportunity to tell you about this, Darren. And folks, don't miss tomorrow's game at Chase Field, please. Call now and ask for the Family Friday ticket pack. For just $20, you get a game ticket plus $10 in food and merchandise credit. Plus, tomorrow there's a post-game fireworks show, courtesy of Gila River Casinos. Call 602-462-4794 or visit dbacks.com/Friday.
We'll be there. We'll see you there. Toronto Blue Jays will be here too. The 1-2, instead a little bluff, nothing doing. It's a good read, by the way. That gets the stamp of approval.
Thank you.
1-2 the count to Bowker.
I haven't gotten many stamps of approval this year from you. I'm getting a little upset. Give me a complex. See if you can get a big strikeout here.
The 1-2 pops it up.
There's going to be a play at the plate. I think you have to try it here.
So Connor shoots it to the plate. So they do go after it. He drives in a run, and it's 2-0.
Very interesting choice there by going after Bowker, who had already doubled off the wall against him. Now he hits a big sacrifice fly when you had some room to put him on base with Lincecum up here in the 8 slot.
So Bowker give him an RBI. Here is Tim Lincecum. Bouncing ball. Reynolds has it get by him and eat him up. He let that ball play him.
Wow. I don't know if that's going to go as a hit or an error. That's a play Mark Reynolds is usually going to make. They let that ball play him, as you said. He just didn't get that tailgate down. It got underneath him. Now you're trying to keep it close. If you give up any more when Tim Lincecum is your opponent, you're asking for it. That's going to go as an error on Mark Reynolds.
Well, now you're glad that Torres is batting ninth. Lincecum reaches on the air. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. A high strike at 90 miles an hour, 1-1 the count. Flannery keeps an eye on the runner at second base. Popped him up. Great pitch, had him out front. So they do attack. They have to attack Bowker. He drives in a run. Reynolds with a miscue. Wasn't harmful, though. San Francisco leading Arizona by a score of 2-0. Glad to have you back with us. Our AT&T trivia question. Name the 8 pitchers who have won back-to-back Cy Young Awards. The 8 pitchers who have won back-to-back Cy Young awards. You know, we had some news earlier, and Josh Burns discussing Brandon Webb visiting James Andrews and receiving analysis that told him that his arm angle was probably too high. There was an article, Steve Gilbert wrote a great article. It was on the 25th day of April for MLB.com. And I'm guessing Webb, by having this analysis and having an expert opinion, James Andrews is renowned. I mean,
sure he is.
But and I quote from April 25th, my arm angle was really over the top when looking at video, not three-quarters like it used to be, as that one has swung right through. It didn't feel like it was that, but you could see it on the video. I'm basically, I go on to quote, having to relearn how to pitch. That's what it feels like. I'm relearning my mechanics.
Wait a minute.
So he started to feel that a month ago.
I was going to say that's dated April 25th.
That's April 25th. As that fly ball is well struck to center field. Over the head of Rowan. So now, I'll tell you, Grace, you look at the opportunities tonight.
There's been a bunch. We've had base runners every inning.
No one is going to sit here and say that Tim Lincecum is getting knocked around the park, but for Lincecum, he's getting knocked around a bit.
For him, that is only the second base hit of the night, but there's also 3 walks mixed in. There's been base runners. There's a leadoff double. That was a bolt off the bat of Adam LaRoche. Now, you got to take advantage. You can't just continue to let a guy like him off the hook.
So 2-0, the Giants lead it. You need to at least get one back. Here's Mark Reynolds. He struck out in the second.
Oh, boy, he got a hanging breaking ball, and he missed it. And he knows he missed it. Once again, you don't get many like that from these kind of pitchers.
Pitch is high, 1-1 the count. Reynolds 2 for 17 in his career against Lincecum. 1-2 the count.
Big hard swing there from Mark Reynolds.
Mark was 0 for 3 with a walk and a stolen base and a couple of strikeouts last night. He's gone down 55 times with a K this year. Pounds that one foul, and into the dugout it goes. Lincecum last time out beat Houston. Went 8 innings, struck out 5, walked 5 in that game too. Beat him 2-1. Changeup, strike 3. We'll talk about mechanics that sell a changeup. When you fly at the plate like he does,
and you just arm swing it, throw it as hard as you can. That's the problem with the strikeout. A lot of times they come in situations where a runner just does not move up. Now it's going to take a base hit to score Adam LaRoche.
Here's Gerardo Parra. Parra walked back in the second inning. 1 for 3 with a strikeout and a walk against Lincecum in his career. Not far enough away for LaRoche to move up. Boy, that was close. Now, we know he's facing Lincecum, the very best in the National League, but Parra, in his young career, has been a run producer. .328 career hitter with runners in scoring position.
It's been a brief career, but these situations have been very kind to Gerardo Parra.
My goodness.
You're going to win Cy Youngs if you get those, but he's earned the right to get those pitches. That pitch clearly about 4 or 5 inches off the plate, but he's earned that right. He is Tim Lincecum.
Hair flows from beneath that Giants cap. Throws him a changeup. It's rolled to the right side. Huff is there. And he flips it on over to Lincecum. I want to remind everyone that anytime the Diamondbacks get the bats going. It's going to be tough tonight. They'd love to have 3 runs, but anytime they score 6 or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the next day. And, of course, that's at participating locations.
Yes.
0-1 to count. You see something straight and you feel almost obliged to swing. Breaking ball, no balls and 2 strikes.
Breaking ball just hangs right in the middle of the plate, but that froze Snyder.
Well, if you keep betting Cokes, like Gaylord Perry said, in our case it's Pepsi's. We love Pepsi here on air. You'd win a lot of them because he's left everyone out there. Back. Tracy, I know you were getting me a cup of coffee, and I appreciate it when I rolled out this trivia question. So one more time for you, the 8 pitchers who have won back-to-back Cy Young Awards. You have a guess?
Well, Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson.
How about Greg Maddux?
Greg Maddux.
Well, what is it?
What's going on down there?
Okay, how about, of course, Tim Lincecum? How about Pedro Martinez?
Wow.
Roger Clemens.
It's pretty big stuff.
How many is that?
About Sandy Koufax.
I didn't even know they had a Cy Young back then.
There was a time where it was to only 1 league. You know you're good then. Or I should say 1 award for both leagues. Let me say that properly.
Gotcha. Okay. Boy, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Dwight Gooden.
Wow, that's our first buzz. That's a real shame. Golly. That's really disappointing. 0-2 the count to Rowan. I thought we could do it. Fly ball center field. Carr racing back. He's looking up off the balcony. He'll play it in the air and fire it back in with a good arm. Give me someone to throw to, he says. Well, he played it nicely, but Rowan crushed it. That's a big hang with him there.
Yeah, that's a long, long double. Cutter right down the middle. Rowan kills it. Rattles around in that cagey area. Parra does a nice job playing it, getting it right back in. He does have a cannon.
How about Jim Palmer?
Darren's got his computer going again, folks.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Freddie Sanchez squares the bunt. Lopez is off the bump. Backhanded flip. What a play.
It's a really nice play. He needed it. Good sacrifice there by Freddie Sanchez. Good fundamental baseball. Really a nice play there by Lopez just to get it on target with the glove flip.
All right, here we go. Pablo Sandoval.
I got to take my chances with Aubrey Huff.
Okay.
I can't pitch to the Kung Fu Panda here. Can't do it.
Huff waits on deck. Well, then you get a chance that maybe a ground ball will help you. Goodness, I'm swallowing hard right now if I'm Stephen Drew or Kelly Johnson on the cut of the grass.
Well, especially on a fastball right down the middle. Well, burned him last inning with a sacrifice fly. Let's see if challenging these Giants in these situations with a couple of bases open. Let's see if they can get a big out here.
Change up is away. You know, thinking back on that trivia question, who can forget Denny McClain?
Congratulations. You and your computer should be very proud.
1-1 the count. Sandoval, fly ball. Here comes Connor Jackson. Rowan tags. He's coming to the plate. That won't do it.
Nicely done there by Lopez.
Wow. Of all people, you'd think you would get in that situation that wouldn't drive the run in. He'd be at the bottom of the list.
The Kung Fu Panda could not come through that time. Fastball right on his hands. Connor Jackson coming in, makes the play, and then throws a strike right to Mark Reynolds, the cutoff man, and Rowan has to stay at third base. Now you can't relax. Got to get that third out. So, big tip of the cap to A.J. Hinch and Rodrigo Lopez so far.
Pitches in, 1-0 the count to Aubrey Huff. Yeah, how about that? And I'm tipping my hand. When Koufax won it back-to-back, there was just one award in baseball. Both leagues.
Wow.
The 1-0, I think. 2-0 the count. Just a guess.
I'm with you. I'm all in. Did we get them all?
That's it. Tune in tomorrow, folks. Good night.
And I'll always fetch you coffee, Darren.
The 2-0. Change up. 3-0 the count. They're being very careful to Huff now.
An RBI man on deck. He'll be swinging here if he gets something to his liking. That was a pitch around. Interesting.
Well, there's a lot of ways to look at it. We know about the 290 in his career with runners in scoring position. We can also tell you Benji Molina hitting well over 300 this year. He is 2 for his last 20 with runners in scoring position. I tend to not read anything into that, though.
No.
That means I would imagine 5 or 6 of those were atom balls because he doesn't strike out.
Hardly.
They pitch around Huff to face Molina, who puts it on the ground.
Rodrigo Lopez.
Wow.
That was pretty masterful.
He knew what he wanted to do. He executed. He made his pitches, including getting the Kung Fu Panda.
Can't believe that.
Glad to have you back at the ballpark. 2-0 the score. Giants on top. Sandy Koufax, of course, when he won his back-to-back, just one award handed out, shared between both leagues. Denny McClain, Palmer, Clemens, Maddox, Martinez, Randy, and Lincecum. Our SRP text poll tonight. Who do you feel is the best pitcher in the National League? Text A, B, C to 36929. Lincecum, Halladay, Jimenez.
Golly. How about D? All of the above.
Well, it's a good text, but that's not one of the choices. 0-1 the count to Lopez. Ubaldo. You can see what he has done this season. Waves right through it.
He's starting to get it going. He got let off the hook a few times. Now he's starting to get the strikeouts going.
Kelly grounded out to second. He flied to center field against Lincecum. Right down the middle. 0-1 the count as he shoots it in there. Ninth start of the year for Lincecum, as that one is a line drive off the glove of Sanchez and into right field.
Like a bullet.
That ball hit hard. Freddie tried to get there.
Left fielder, Connor Jackson.
So Kelly 1 for 3 tonight. Just his second career hit in 17 at-bats against Lincecum. And here's Connor.
Yeah, we were a little worried about Connor last night. It looked like he might have aggravated a leg injury of some kind last night, but he's healthy, back in the lineup, representing the tie and run. Can't say enough about Rodrigo Lopez getting out of that inning, keeping this club close.
Can't really say enough about him really all year. For a guy who in his final start of spring was still trying to make the club. 2-0 the count to Connor. Plenty fine with regard to pitch count. Lincecum meantime at 75. He's fine as well. Inside 3-0. Looks like he throws that cap in the washing machine a couple of times before he uses that his own. The 3-0. Inside, ball 4.
Well, once again, Lincecum trying to give the Diamondbacks some opportunities. That's walk number 4 here. And there's nobody out here in the 5th. I'm sorry, there's one out here in the 5th. Part of the order now with an opportunity here against, well, the greatest right-hander in the National League. Let's see if Stephen Drew can make him pay.
Drew takes a curveball low and inside. Lincecum came in with a home ERA of 1.78 and a road ERA of 1.73 with only 5 of his 15 walks on the road. Well, he's had a few more walks this time on the road. Outside with a changeup. He doesn't get the call. 2-0.
That one was clearly outside. Now he's got a 2-0 count. I have to think a fastball's coming. That pitch fades off the plate by plenty. I got to believe a fastball's coming, Stephen Drew. If it's in your spot, you can't miss it.
Line drive. It was a changeup. It was up and it's down. It'll roll into the corner. Out front is Kelly Johnson. Come on down. Is the call to Connor Jackson. We're tied at 2. A triple for Drew. He threw him a 2-0 changeup, and he left it up. The Diamondbacks tie this ball game up at 2.
It was not the fastball. It was a changeup, but boy, he hangs it right in the middle of the plate. Stephen Drew explodes through the baseball, and now start the merry-go-round. Bang! Into the corner. Torres has a little bit of trouble with it. It bangs around in that corner, and Connor Jackson and Kelly Johnson score. Drew races all the way around to third. He represents the go-ahead run, and Justin Upton with a big opportunity.
With a fly ball, the Diamondbacks will lead it. And Upton takes an angry fastball high, 1-0 the count. For Drew, he's got a single and a triple tonight. And for Steven, that is his 4th triple of the season. And his 18th RBI. He's stacking up those RBIs now.
Starting to.
1-1 the count.
And Justin has to settle himself down a little bit. Just step out, have a little talk with yourself.
And tell yourself what?
Tell yourself, make sure you get strikes. Don't chase up out of the zone like that, because you're not going to catch up with 93 miles an hour at your letters. Relax and just play pepper with him. You don't need a home run right here. You just need some contact. And when he makes contact, he hits the ball hard. Just try to hit a ground ball right back up the middle.
Well, the infield in about halfway with 1 out. Even a little bit closer in a tie game. Big swing.
Once again, a big swing on a changeup, but a beautifully executed changeup. Now you just tell yourself, hey, there's 2 strikes, but got the big one left. The biggest strike is the last one, strike 3. And then just shorten up a little bit, try to put it in play.
Pop foul back our way. Bangs up above and drops down below. The count remains 2-2 to Justin.
He got a good pitch to hit there, and he fouled it back.
The veteran catcher thinking this situation through with that runner at third.
Fastball again.
Well, another one. And another one fouled up above us. You can hear it bang and go down below. 2-2 the count. Boy, he is right on those. And I speak because of where we sit. Rarely do any come our way. He is fouling them straight back.
You're exactly right. Love to see the crowd get into it a little bit here. This is a huge moment in this ball game. Change up coming.
2-2. Change up, fly ball, center field. This should do it.
Well, that'll do it.
Tagging and coming on down is Drew. Justin Upton drives him in. The Diamondbacks lead it 3-2.
And the crowd getting up, and they're giving Justin Upton some well-deserved love. That was a big-time at-bat by Justin Upton off of Tim Lincecum. He got his best fastballs. He got his best changeup. Justin Upton shortened up, got the job done, and the Diamondbacks have a 3-2 lead.
For Upton with the RBI as we watch it again. It's his 22nd RBI of the year. Pitch misses. 1-0 the count to Upton.
Big time at bat, young man.
Bouncing that one in there. The first tiny bit of emotion shown right there. Just a reaction of anger at himself. Doesn't show much ever. The 1-0. Curveball is high. 2-0 the count. Again, coming in against the Diamondbacks in his career, 9 starts, a 1.87 ERA. 3-0 green light. Rockets at foul.
I like that. If you're going to be swinging 3-0, I mean, that thing needs to be pulled.
Three-1. Sails away through that two-seam fastball without the conviction and a walk.
And you can tell right now he's a little bit disgruntled with himself, a little bit rattled.
5 walks for Lincecum. He walked 5 in his last outing.
And the last thing he wants to do is talk about it. You can tell. He is just disgusted with the way things have gone here in the bottom of the 5th. But right now, all your pitching coach is doing is he sees some bad rhythm in his starter right now. There's nothing really he can tell him.
Right.
So you just go out there, take a little time, maybe have a small conversation with him, get him back into a better rhythm. Boy, if looks could kill Tim Lincecum. Oh, he'd have a felony in about 8 states right now.
"38 wins since the start of 2008. Only Halladay and Sabathia have more, as that one is low. The best ERA in baseball since then. The most strikeouts. Batting average against, the lowest. That's who he is. Tonight, the Diamondbacks lead him. Buried that fastball in on the hands of Reynolds. Huff will give it a look and run out of room. Lincecum in his 97 career starts is 56th of them. 7 or more innings, 3 earned runs or less. That's what we call a quality start up here. You got to go 7 to earn a quality.
In our book.
And he's done it a lot. Diamondbacks finally cashed in on some free passes.
That's exactly right.
The 1-1. Runner stays put there in LaRoche. The real quality start. Go 7, give up 3 or less.
There you go.
He does it a lot. 2-1, 2-2. The pride of Liberty High School in Renton, Washington. Sophomore year baseball player, 5 feet 2 inches, 100 pounds. Oh my goodness, a changeup would have hit him if he hadn't swung.
I think it would have got him right in the belly button. But instead, it's a foul ball. You take you a look-see here. That's called survival. And that's okay. On average, a person has 2 million sweat glands.
So 2-2 is the count. 2 outs, 3-2 the score. Change-up, blocked it up. Molina threw that mask off, eyed the runner at first in LaRoche, had no idea where the ball was when he did it.
Well, he's going to be running now with the 3-2 count and 2 outs.
Mark struck out both times tonight. High drive, deep left field. Reynolds just got it. Wow! Only the second right-handed hitter to homer this season against Tim Lincecum. That should count for 2 or 3 homers.
Well, Darren, he's battled. Went into survival mode. Remember that swing that would have hit him in the belly button just to survive? That's all it is. That's the swing I'm talking about with 2 strikes. Just survive. Because you might get a mistake and just destroy it. Mark Reynolds just had another fabulous at-bat. It's amazing what can happen if you can just survive. Go into the anything to do to fight it off, because you just might a couple of pitches later get you something good to hit.
Hara puts it on the ground, up to the bag. The Arizona Diamondbacks just hung 5 runs on the ace of the National League, Tim Lincecum. Diamondbacks offense provided by the guys who used to be called the future. Now they're not even kids anymore. They've been around since the title team of '07. And their boss talked about more mature approaches at the plate at times when Josh Burns was in here. Drew pitches in, certainly, with a triple, and Mark Reynolds with a 2-run homer. By the way, for Reynolds, career home run number 100.
Oh, congratulations, Mark Reynolds. Many, many more to come. And you know what? I'm going to throw out a challenge to our fans out there. When you come on out to Chase Field, and I can't wait for you to get here, I want to see some curtain calls. I want to see more curtain calls. Don't you think Mark Reynolds right there, if there was a time for a curtain call, that was it right there.
Well, that was certainly it against Tim Lincecum.
Yeah. I want to see some curtain calls, fans.
I love it. I think he means it, fans, and you know you'd love to do it. Oh, boy, Juan Uribe.
Right back, here we go.
All right, 5-3.
Well, that was a bomb.
His 5th home run of the year and his 25th RBI.
And he just got a fastball right down the middle and just destroyed it. Boom. He knew it. Had a little Dante Bichette to it. Watch this finish.
Here's John Bowker. Changeup misses away. 1-0 the count.
Turned into a good ball game here.
Inside corner, 1-1 the count.
Little cut fastball right there. Nicely done.
They're looking at Uribe. He'll be just fine. Curveball is away. 2-1 the count to Bowker. By the way, for Reynolds, too, that snapped a 32 at bat homerless streak. He gets to 100 in 458 games. Only Gonzo got there faster to begin his Diamondbacks career. High drive, right field. Up it. It's up. It's 5-4. Five of his 7 homers coming in, allowed by Lopez, had men on base. These 2 are solo tonight. Thank goodness.
Another change up, that time right in the middle of the plate. Another long, long home run. Now all of a sudden, all of a sudden, we got ourselves a heck of a ball game. And a pinch hitter now for Tim Lincecum.
Wow, Lincecum done. And so Travis Ishikawa, who got to start last night, who has done a nice job coming off the bench for these San Francisco Giants, goes to work. Close the book on Lincecum. 5 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned, 5 walks, 6 strikeouts. Ishikawa takes high. 100 pitches even for Lincecum. The first time this year he has stepped shy of completing 6 innings or more. That one is in. Here's another note as this ball game is now 5-4. In Lincecum's career, he has given up 4 or more runs 22 times. He has never been a winner in one of those games. As that one is outside.
Pretty good pitch there. Didn't get the call. Lopez wanting to know where it was. Now all of a sudden, you're 3-0. You're struggling to hang on now if you're Rodrigo Lopez. Yeah, you are definitely struggling to remain in this ball game.
Rosa warms in the pen.
There's that piercing ring of the bullpen foam.
Just an irritant for the starting pitcher.
Right now, a possible bunt. Mark Reynolds up in on the grass. Torres runs very well. Good pitch to the outside corner.
I don't know if they're bunting here, my friend. I think what
No,
they're
I was just
looking to
saying
do.
Possible bunt.
Oh, no, and
Just
you're right.
because of the speed.
And Reynolds is looking for anything. I think they're looking to drive in the gap for their ace, who had a tough night. They don't want to just score one now. They want to score two in this inning. Ground ball, base hit, right field.
How much longer can you stay with Rodrigo Lopez?
Well, he's got to be frustrated with himself after they put together the inning they did
man.
against
You're not kidding.
the ace of the National League the last 3 seasons. He'll try and buy some time, see if he can catch his breath. Quest high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. Lincecum getting 94, Lopez 90. Now for a gentleman who is a fly ball pitcher, you're thinking double play.
AJ's going to come get him. We are going to the bullpen.
The bullpen front and center, and a chance, if they want to earn some strikes back, they can do it tonight. Couple of runners on. Lopez hit the wall. You know he's griping at himself. His team had just scored at 5.
We got a barn burner now here in the top of the 6th. And also, voting is now open for the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim. Send your favorite players of this year's All-Star Game by voting at dbacks.com. Vote early, vote often, vote today for your favorite players and the deserving players. Vote at dbacks.com.
All right, here we go. Carlos Rosa goes to work, recently acquired from the Kansas City Royals. Rosa coming on for the 3rd time as a Diamondback. He's allowed 1 run in those 2 appearances. Again, acquired May 1st. Ray Navarro was sent to the Kansas City Royals. Pitched in the big leagues in 08, 2 appearances, and in 09, 7 appearances. A career 3.38 ERA. And a bullpen that has struggled, made headlines. They will tell you for the reasons they don't want to make headlines, has a chance to do themselves certainly proud tonight. A big responsibility, though, as Rosa steps off. Coming in with a collective ERA of 7.90 this Diamondbacks bullpen. Those 2 runners out there, though, the responsibility of the starting pitcher.
That's always a good start. Come out and throw strike 1 in this situation.
It's been one of the struggles, hasn't it? Just the walks from that pen. Not really believing in yourself. That's certainly a newer face to the situation. That man putting faith in that new face. Rosa on 0-1. Topped, good slider, 0-2 the count. Arizona bullpen, of the inherited runners, 51% of them have scored. 24 of 47, that's the highest total in the big leagues. 0-2. See if he can drop another slider on it. Get a ground ball or a strikeout. Outside with a fastball, 94. Plenty in that right arm. I know Saul Rivera the other day, certainly, if memory serves, wasn't throwing as hard as 94 miles an hour.
There's a lot for a youngster to deal with. Let's see if he can make his pitches.
Topper, middle of the diamond, coming on across, fielding, firing as Drew, a big out. He got the only out. It was the one in front of him. The runners move up to second and third. But he made a pitch. He certainly made a pitch as the veteran looks on.
That was one of those, maybe a slight miscommunication. That might have been one where Kelly Johnson could have called Stephen Drew off and caught the ball standing on the second base bag and got the force out. Both fielders were right there. Now watch, Kelly Johnson's right there. He could have probably got that and gotten the force out at second base. Instead, Stephen Drew, you can't take that aggressiveness away.
Fly ball left field. Jackson is there. He makes the play. The throw to the plate. He is not in time. And coming all the way back to tie it at 5. That run scored against the drag to the starting pitcher.
2 productive outs by 2 veterans, Aaron Rowan and Freddie Sanchez. Good stuff. We got a brand new ball game.
Sergio Romo now warming in the pen for the Giants. He'll come in.
This time they're not going to mess with the Kung Fu Panda. Aubrey Huff, the left-handed hitter, stands on deck. And remember, folks, the Diamondbacks do not have a left-handed reliever. So Aubrey Huff going to get an opportunity here in a big situation to face a right-handed pitcher in Carlos Rosa.
Ball 4. The D-backs bullpen have issued 67 walks this season. 30 have come around to score.
I'll tell you what, because it's a tie ball game, Tim Lincecum did a pretty good job of spitting the hook today.
He certainly did. And again, Gracie, if they were to score in this inning, and he'd be the pitcher of record, he's never won a game in which he has given up 4 or more runs. The team has won a couple of times, but he's never won.
Huff going to face the right-hander in Rosa.
Change up, 2-0.
Back-to-back change-ups. Missed badly with both of them.
Rosa signed with the Royals back in 2003 out of San Francisco de Macorís in the Dominican Republic. He is 25 years old. 3-0. Benji waits on deck. Shot into right center field. That one's down. Upton can't play it. 1 run is in. They send the Pandon around. He will score. That walk scores, and those Padres lead it And they lead it by a score of 7-5. More inherited runners cross the plate against the Arizona bullpen. And now more runs tacked onto the ERA.
Well, Aubrey Huff gets his opportunity against a right-handed pitcher. And boy, did he ever make Rosa pay for falling behind 3-0. Got the groove to 3-0 fastball and crushed it into right center field. Oh, baby, center cut right down the middle. And the Diamondbacks bullpen, along with Rodrigo Lopez, 5 runs so far.
Didn't mean to. That's fouled off into the seats. By the way, that's 31 of those walks that have come around to score. About 45%, 46% of the time. Again, the highest totals in baseball against the bullpen.
And like you said, now Tim Lincecum stands to win this ball game.
He's never done it. He has never been the winning pitcher in his career in a game in which he's given up 4 or more runs, and he's only done that 22 times.
Boy, what a demoralizing situation for the offense. Go out and put up a 5 spot off of the great Tim Lincecum. Take a 5-2 lead late into the ball game. Their starter Rodrigo Lopez gets cuffed around. You go to Carlos Rosa.
Pops it up. Over to make the play is Johnson. 7-5. And then Mark Reynolds getting it done, and you found yourself so encouraged. A 5 spot. They hung a 5 spot in 1 inning on the best pitcher in the National League the last 3 years, the Giants. Guess what? That's their ace. That's the 5th best player in the game. They're not allowed to allowed to flap in the wind, so they come right back against Lopez. And then against the much maligned Diamondbacks bullpen, the Giants come right back. It's as if they never trailed.
That's a great way of putting it.
Our Blimpie game recap, 7-5 is the score. Plenty of opportunity for the Diamondbacks. That's the good news. That is the good news. But again, I think you used and gave us some great insight as a former offensive player in the major leagues. Demoralizing.
Absolutely. You go out and throw up a 5 spot on the back-to-back Cy Young Award winner. Man, you're feeling great about yourself. You're out there with your chest puffed out and everything. Next thing you know, your starter starts getting rocked, and then your bullpen comes in and continues to get rocked. And now, like you said, it's as if they never trailed at all. Let's see how the at-bats are from here on out. Let's see if the Diamondbacks can dig deep after taking a huge punch to the gut.
Lincecum, by the way, in his career, as Snyder faces Romo, it's a strike. has had only 2 other outings with 5 or more runs and 5 or more walks in his career. And the Giants lost them both. The 1-1 is away. By the way, love the shot of him coming back into that dugout.
That's the kind
with
of
his
player
teammates.
he is. Exactly. He didn't go take a shower and go in and pout. That's why he's big league.
It looks like he's kind of reliving his start with his mountain mate out there.
Talking about it. What happened, how it happened, how he can prevent it from happening again. He didn't have his best stuff at all today, Darren. It was blatantly obvious with all the walks. He's trying to get it figured out.
The 3-1. Snyder pops it up. Pablo Sandoval is there, and he puts it away.
Snyder slams his bat and breaks it in half.
So that
you can see the frustration. You can see the frustration in this offense.
Bam! Number 3, Tony Abreu.
So here's Tony Abreu. Over the outside corner, 0-1 the count to Abreu. Tony this year, 19 hits and 60 at bats. That's a .317 clip. As that one bounces in there from Romo. Kelly Johnson waits on deck. San Francisco 7, Arizona 5. Romo deals. It's a topper. Sanchez in time for the out. 2 away.
Second baseman, Kelly Johnson.
Kelly Johnson gets ready to hit. Before that, want to remind all of you to stop by Section 111 at Chase Field. Our good friends with Gila River Casinos bring us Kachinko. Interactive kiosk. Got to play it. Oh, no, it missed. Bounced all the way out.
That's the best footage we can get, huh?
We got to get a do-over on that.
Tough night.
The 1-0. That pitch is low. We're working on it, I'm told. 2-0 the count. Working on. And, you know, it's a great game.
That poor lady got nothing.
She had to get another chance.
Nope, she's done. Had to
Come on.
take it on home with no prize.
No. The 2-0. 2-1. Let's try this again. This is the actual game. This was the real one. Hang. See? There we go.
Now that's some good footage.
The 2-1 pitch. Fouled it back. 2-2 the count. I love Kachinko. Esperling Vasquez warms in the pen. Romo last pitch 3 days ago in San Diego, just 2/3 of an inning. It was scoreless. Outside, 3-2 the count. Maybe pushes back against the wall a bit. He has allowed 3 game-changing homers this season. May 7th, Rod Barajas hit that walk-off. You might have seen it on the highlights May 4th. A 3-run go-ahead homer to Dan Uggla. And a 2-run game-winning homer to Manny Ramirez in Los Angeles. Get a runner on. Let's change this game.
Wow.
That's ball 4. And if Connor were to hit one, it would be his first of the year. Connor's walked a couple of times. He has lined to center field. He was 1 for 5 with a double last night. Dave Urghetti with a visit to the mound. That's a sight for sore eyes. Josh Burns was talking about him earlier. Jared Parker came on his own nickel tonight as he is recovering from Tommy John surgery. Made the trip up to watch Tim Lincecum pitch. Wanted to see him pitch in person.
I'm looking forward to seeing him pitch in person.
Here's a guy that's
get well, son.
Well, he's way ahead of schedule, and they're having to dial him back, and that's all right.
Yeah, he wants it.
He really wants it. That one is up and in. Did you get to see him pitch ever in some of the big league camp games last year?
No, the only time I got to see him pitch was, I believe, just a third of an inning in the Future Stars game last year in St. Louis.
A little something on the fastball?
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be a great one. Get well soon, kid.
1-0 the count to Connor Jackson. You know, at some point, by the way, I've got a surprise for you tonight in tonight's edition of In the Wings, our look down into the minor leagues.
Oh, man, I love going down there.
I've got a big surprise for you.
In the Wings, that's big league.
That's all I'm going to say now, folks. You'll just have to stay tuned. But I promise, this guy will love it. If you've paid any attention at all this year, not you, I know you pay attention, viewers. The 2-0.
Oh, he took a fastball right down the middle.
Runsler warms, and the pitch up and in. 3-1 the count. Should Connor lean on one? It has been 152 at bats since he has hit one. Last April 14th against the Cardinals, Josh Kinney. Of course, he missed almost all of last year with valley fever. As good a time as any.
I'm ready for that first long ball.
3-1 the count. Outside, well, you can't force him because he just won't swing at those pitches, and that's a good thing. Why not get a couple on in front of Steven?
Well, the Giants have a left-hander in their bullpen. He's locked and loaded, and Bruce Bochy's going to go to that left-hander for Stephen Drew.
Bochy goes to the bullpen. He goes and gets himself a left-hander. That's a bit of a preview of our In the Wings as we take a look into the Diamondbacks minor leagues when we come back. Domingo in the Dominican Republic, a left-handed relief pitcher. Get to know Lincecum, the lefty. He is dialing up some good stuff of late. No runs allowed in his last 4 appearances. The fastball has been clocked in the mid-90s, 92 to 98. Throws a slider as well. Lincecum.
Mid-90s?
Tonight's edition of
He looks ready to me. He looks ready to me. Oh, baby. Looking forward to seeing him.
Each and every night waiting in the wings, Gracie. We'll take a look at a young man down in the minor leagues.
Come face some of those Blue Jays this weekend.
Dan Runzler takes the baseball. See, I knew you'd like this segment. Chance for those Diamondbacks, though, to get it done.
Hard throwing left-hander. You see a lot of walks and a lot of strikeouts.
Outside, 1-0 the count. Dan Carlson down there in Mobile's working with him with Septimo, by the way. Does a nice job coaching that staff down there, the pitchers.
He's tremendous.
The 1-0. Stevens shoots it into the seats, 1-1 the count. We can't promise you video every night, folks, but every night from here to the rest of the year, we're going to get to know somebody down there in the minor leagues.
One of those hard-throwing lefties down there.
Something told me you'd like that.
Diamondbacks don't have one.
The 1-1. Steven rolls it. Send the ball. Can he get there? Double pump to throw. Just in time. They strand a pair. They brought the lefty out of the bullpen. He got the left-handed hitter out. At Southwest.com, grab your bag. It is on by SRP. They will plant 1,000 trees for every Diamondbacks win this May. Visit srp.net/trees. And by your Valley Hyundai dealers, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Your dollar. Hyundai. Now the most fuel-efficient car maker in America. Visit valleyhyundaidealers.com. Back to work. This Diamondbacks bullpen, the right-hander. Esperling Vasquez, hard-throwing righty. ERA coming in at 5.56. So he wheels and deals and goes to work with a fastball at 92. 0-1 the count. Seven of 10 first batters he has gotten. And none of the inherited runners have scored against him this year, though he starts with a clean slate. A slider, and it's a pitch that he thought he might be evacuating, but he throws one there, and he might leave it again.
I was going to say, after seeing that one, probably be a good idea to evacuate it.
The 1-1. Well, they say he went around, so there's a strike. 1-2 the count. Let's see.
That's Dan Iasonia over there. He got out there. That's not a bad call.
Nope. I think the distraction was that the ball popped away and drifted toward the dugout. The 1-2. Off speed. 2-2 the count from Vasquez. Uribe with the 2-2. Bouncing ball out to short. Steven, boy, that went flat on him. Nice play. He charged that ball, and it became a bouncing ball to a straight roller. He stuck with it very
hit
nicely.
That cut of the grass in the dirt and just stayed right down on him.
Goodness gracious. So, by the way, while Tim Lincecum at least was human tonight, though he stands to be the winner, Ubaldo Jimenez in Houston came up with a win. Well, he went 7 innings, didn't give up any runs. He gave up 1 hit. As that one is fouled off the bat of Bowker. On the season, Ubaldo Jimenez is now 8-1. He's allowed 1 home run, and his ERA is 0.99 on the year. So it's Thursday night. Let's see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What is that, Tuesday or Wednesday the Diamondbacks will see him?
Yep, we'll see him live and in person.
Could they maybe see, like, Jimenez, Lincecum, and Kershaw all in one trip?
Good chance.
Fouled off.
Good chance.
One and two, the count to Bowker. And then June comes.
That's when the fun starts.
They like to call it a bringing the heat down in the truck. It's one of their favorite phrases. The 1-2. Shot. He brought the heat, but it's right to the center fielder. Mulkey Salazar coined the phrase bringing the heat, our boss over at Fox Sports Arizona. And I'll tell you, they are bringing the heat to schedule makers. And again, if you were to expand it one more series, it would go St. Louis, Boston, Detroit, New York, Tampa, St. Louis.
Man, that's like bringing Africa heat.
Bring the heat, Gracie.
I'm going to bring it.
Well,
are you ready?
You to. You bet I'm ready.
I mean, I want you in your best coat and ties.
You calling me out a little bit here?
Yeah, I need you in your best.
Kind of feel like you're Wes Helmsing me a little bit.
Well, maybe a little Andre Dawson in there as well.
Oh, boy. Did you see that?
That was big league. I told you about Hawk.
The 0-1 to Whiteside, part of a double switch. If you missed it, Andre Dawson, well, he let Hanley Ramirez have it pretty good. I'm not going to say a lot because if you say the wrong thing to me, then you might wind up on the floor in your rear end. He went on to say, don't think that you're ever bigger than the game. I don't care how much money you make because this game will humble you, and it will humble you fast. That's what really, truly was said. You almost said in prediction that if he were to bump into him, he'd say that.
I said that 2 days ago. After he dogged after the ball, I said he's very lucky that Andre Dawson wasn't in the dugout at that time playing right field because, yeah, he would have been out of the lineup the next day. That's because he'd be in the hospital after Hawk got finished with him.
You better bring the heat in June.
But we're preparing for Quest Diamondbacks Live coming up immediately after this one. I'm Todd Walsh along with Joe Borowski. And Joe, it shows you what you and I know. we had this format for the post-game show. We thought it'd be a 2-1 game or 1-run game. Tim Lincecum deep into the game, over 10 strikeouts. But things didn't go exactly as planned, huh?
Not even close. D-backs had a great game plan for Lincecum, though. Got to him in the 5th. Took the lead, unfortunately, gave it right back in the 6th.
All right, we'll talk about both starting pitchers, obviously the bullpen, and we will ISO on the night and the road trip of one Stephen Drew. That's coming up on Quest Diamondbacks Live as soon as we figure out this format. Darren, I guess it starts with segment 1. I know that.
I just wing it. No one does it better than you, Todd. We look forward to that. Our post-game show. Keep it right here. Runslow, the left-hander, goes to work. I don't want to let things go too far without tipping our cap to Esmerling Vasquez.
There you go. Very good, Darren.
Heaven knows we're not afraid to point out the struggles because they've been in front of all of our faces. But a good, quick 1-2-3 when you're trying to come back in a game, it's huge. It is huge.
Doggone right.
And he did it with electric stuff as well. Good to see. Pitching with the confidence.
Well, you'd like to see him pitch that way when you got a 2-run lead.
No, I would agree.
Rather than when you're 2 runs behind. It's a whole different animal. But this kid throws hard. Hard throwing lefty. Like that kid down in Double-A for the Diamondbacks. Yeah.
I knew you'd like him. I knew you'd like him.
Man, I love a hard throwing left-hander.
Amica Insurance hit zone for Justin Upton. I will finish your thought, though. I mean, for this club, you're right. Doing it up 2 is very important. A high strike 2-2 the count, but this club, unfortunately, has struggled keeping 1- and 2-run deficits.
That's true.
More often than not, 1 and 2 has become 5 or 6, unfortunately. Not tonight, though. The 2-2. Got him over the inside corner. Upton's rung up. Not happy with the call.
First baseman, Adam LaRose.
Fastball zips right to the inside corner. Mark Wagner rings it right up. Justin thought it was inside, but he gets the explanation. It was a perfect pitch.
Put him on at home.
Yep. Everybody put him on.
Runsler fires a pitch. 1-0 the count to Adam LaRoche.
Nice breaking ball on 1-0.
I really have to implore you. I don't know how many more ways I can say it. I really need your rally caps on at home.
Yeah, folks, you didn't put them on fast enough. Let's go.
The 1-1. High fly ball driven deep left field to the wall. It's just about out of here. LaRoche into second. Shugs on around with a double. Well, there you go. Lefty on lefty, too. Boy, he hung that shoulder in nicely.
Well, when the Diamondbacks went and got Adam LaRoche, I remember we were talking about him during the Fan Fest, Darren. One thing you get with Adam LaRoche that you haven't had in the past here, you had Chad Tracy and Connor Jackson over first base. With Adam, you get a terrific defensive first baseman, but also a guy that you don't have to platoon.
No.
He can handle left-handed pitchers. He can drive the ball the other way just like that. So that's part of the package of going out and getting an Adam LaRoche.
Well, the last time Mark Reynolds had a bat in his hand, we all thought he changed the game for good. This was the 5th run allowed by Tim Lincecum. And the Diamondbacks led it 5-2. Shot down the line. LaRoche chugging around. Into the corner it goes. Reynolds changes the game again. It's now a 1-run deficit. And again, a 0 by Vasquez makes this possible.
That's exactly right. And Mark Reynolds, he was even questioning this himself today in the newspaper, saying, it's going to happen soon. I got to get hot soon. Well, that mammoth long ball, the at-bat prior, just might be what the Diamondbacks needed. A hot streak from that young man, Mark Reynolds, driving in his 3rd run of the evening. Bruce Bochy going to go to the pen. So the hard-throwing Brunsler ran into a couple of hard-hitting D-backs, and he's going to leave.
And the good news is Guillermo Mota comes on out of the pen. D-backs fans, tomorrow find yourself a Taco Bell. That's 6 runs.
Yeah!
You get tacos with a large drink. By golly, dang it. Seven to 6 to score. Arizona trying to fight their way back in for the best online coverage of the NBA Western Conference Series. Check out FoxSportsArizona.com. Exclusive blogs. Eddie Johnson's on board. Petros Papadakis and a mother's perspective video report from Channing Frye's mom, Karen Fry. Plus game stories, interviews, and much, much more. It's a comeback from down love, too. And it's a full court advantage on FoxSportsArizona.com. Come on, boys. Come on now. You're back home. Back where we love you. Let's get it going. Rusty Ryle will pinch hit. Hopefully more high fives all around. Reynolds, 2 huge hits in the 5th inning. Now here in the 7th inning. Guillermo Mota.
He's rediscovered it, hasn't he?
You bet he's rediscovered it.
I mean, this guy was... He was pitching when I was still playing, Darren.
He was pitching while you were playing. He used to be the setup man for Eric Gagne in Los Angeles. Ryle out front just a little bit. Good fastballs. Always had a real nasty change, right?
Yeah, it's just a straight change up. Not much of a breaking ball. Just used to throw in the mid to high 90s with that good change up. Had a great year.
Pitched in L.A. last year, had a 3.44 ERA. Slider and a dandy 0-2. The year before that was in Milwaukee with a 4 ERA. He's pitched for Montreal, L.A., Florida, Cleveland, the Mets.
Taco night. Love those soft ones.
Foul back right down below us. 11 hits and 31 at bats for Ryle. A homer, 4 RBIs. A homer, the only extra base hit he has had this year. A good base running speed out there at second in Mark Reynolds, though. They're playing him the other way. Left center field is wide open for Danson. The 0-2. Pops it up. He hits it right into that defense. Called off there. Torres makes the play. And now Chris Snyder. Arizona gets a run back here in the 7th inning on a LaRoche double and a Reynolds double. Chris this year with runners in scoring position and 2 outs, 4 for 11. Diamondbacks have driven in a real boatload of 2-out runs anyway this year. They've been amongst the league's best all year long. Slider.
Badly fooled on that one was Chris Snyder, looking for the fastball, didn't get it.
Oh, 1. Another slider. He won't bite this time. 1-1 the count. Aaron Heilman warming in the bullpen. And Chris Young, he's waiting on deck as that one just missed.
Pretty good take right there by Chris Snyder. That's a tough pitch to lay off.
Another slider?
Yeah, it's the same slider.
Been all fastballs and sliders. We haven't seen that changeup yet.
I think he might be saving that for a left-handed hitter.
Okay,
we'll see. Another slider, another miss.
Whiteside again, part of the double switch. Not Molina working back there behind the plate, doing a nice job. Diamondbacks 87 2-out RBIs, #1 in the major leagues, tied with the New York Yankees. Another slider, and that'll move the runner up. Interesting.
It's almost like he was pitching around him with Chris Young on deck. Or maybe he just thought after that first slider that he could get Chris Snyder to chase it. He never did. Chris Snyder's the go-ahead run at first base. And on that wild pitch, Mark Reynolds moves to third.
So now Chris Young, he doubled in the 8th inning last night. He also walked. He scored 2 runs. Got the night off to start the evening. And now goes to work. 40 as that one is away. Two RBIs all of last year, already 28 runs batted in. Takes outside, 2-0 the count.
Awful lot of sliders. Awful lot of misses. Well, 2-0. Do you stay with that slider, Darren, or does he have to throw the fastball?
All of a sudden, he has, as you said, become locked in the treadmill mode. Let's watch.
Fastball away. Here it comes, Chris Young. What are you going to do with it?
The 2-0. 96 miles an hour.
He's still got plenty of arm, doesn't he?
This bullpen for San Fran has let up just 11 runs in their last 13 games. That one is belted deep left field. Toward the wall it goes. It's down. Bounds off that wall. They're going to stop the runner at third. Runners on second and third. And Chris Young off the bench gets it done.
Keep those rally caps on, boys, because it seemed to work. Chris Young got himself a fastball he could handle and just rifled it into left center field. Middle of the plate. Chris Young doesn't let him get away with it. Short, quick, and just ripped into left center field. We got a tie ball game. An opportunity now for Kelly Johnson. Now, the Giants have another left-hander down the bullpen. He's loose and ready, but they're going to opt to intentionally walk Kelly Johnson and take their chances with Connor Jackson.
Bochy changed his mind. He's going to go with the left-hander down there. So Arizona comes all the way back to tie this game up. And Tim Lincecum will not win this game. So he remains winless in his career in games in which he has allowed 4 or more runs.
Oh, you didn't hit the jackpot. It's just 7-7 in the 7th. But this week, it's Fox Saturday Baseball Primetime Special as interleague play begins with the Tigers taking on the Dodgers or the Yankees battling the Mets in a showdown between crosstown rivals. Fox Saturday Baseball, presented by Budweiser, returns this week at 4 p.m. Pacific, and catch this weekend in baseball at a special time. Check local listings for the game and start time in your area.
That is a great preview, and don't forget the Cubs in Arlington against those Texas Rangers as well. I'm not leaving you out, my friend.
I will be there.
Jeremy Affeldt, he will be here, and he has done very good work so far this year. They made an investment in him, and I think he has proven every dime worth it.
A doggone good investment.
I mean, tough, hard-throwing left-hander. First batter efficiency, though. First batters have gotten him quite a bit.
Also, he has a tendency to maybe bounce a breaking ball, so Whiteside going to have to be Johnny on the spot back there to prevent a wild pitch and a go-ahead run to score.
The last time a manager went to a lefty to face Kelly Johnson, it was George Sherrill of the Dodgers. He came on to face Kelly Johnson. Johnson got him, doubled in a couple of runs. The Diamondbacks couldn't hold it. But Kelly, like LaRoche, hangs in well against southpaws. Bouncing ball toward the hole. He's got to get back to the bag. The throw is in time. A fabulous play there by Sanchez. But Arizona scores a pair. 7-7 is our score. The Diamondbacks all the way back. Kevin Woodstains taking a look back on a huge date, a legendary performance on this date in baseball. 2006, Barry Bonds in Oakland, interleague play, tying Babe Ruth with home run number 714. And we take a look back. Chris Young takes over now in center field. And Aaron Heilman takes over on the mound. The Diamondbacks have won every game this season when they have scored 6 or more runs. Every game.
All right.
13-0 this year. So away we go.
Oh, man. Kind of supposed to win when you score 7 runs, aren't you?
You would hope.
Well, let's hope they continue on. Press on. Aaron Heilman starting the 8th inning, which has turned into, I mean, this thing has turned into a wild one.
Yeah, this is one of those when Lincecum starts, you think you're in for a 2-run game. That one is up. It is in. Heilman, since April 27th in his last 11 appearances, has an ERA of 0.93. And opponents have hit just 171 against him. The right-hander, the pride of Notre Dame. High pop down the line it goes, and that'll reach the seats. Justin will give it a look just in case.
I think it was about 20 rows deep, but Justin was over there. Good hustle.
2-1. The 2-1. Popped up. Taking a look ahead.
That was a terrible effort on your part.
Where did it hit? Taking a look ahead at Miller Lite. What's brewing?
I know, folks. I'm embarrassed of him.
Morrow, Evelyn, and Markham.
Yep.
Where did it bounce?
It bounced right.
No, it didn't. It bounced
you.
down on the field. It did not bounce on the field level? And then bounce up?
No, it was right in front of you.
No, well, I never saw it.
You choked.
Always in my ear in the truck. Flipped over. In time for the out.
Anyway, you were saying.
Doesn't matter now. I was interrupted. It's all right.
Well, I mean, you got to. How many times have you caught a foul ball in your career?
About 3.
You caught 3. I've caught 1 in the booth. Luis Gonzalez got me back here. Actually, it was in Milwaukee when you were working in Milwaukee.
It was funny. I turned around and looked for 1 sec. I had no clue it was coming close. I thought it was well down below us. And that was a...
Well, it landed below us, but it took a big hop off the cement.
There we go. Let's get to the truth of the matter. It hit the cement. So when it goes down below, I'm not looking for a bounce back all the way up to the booth.
There's Luis Gonzalez.
He's sitting down there with Jared Parker.
Governor likes to call him Lugo.
Oh, that's a good nickname. Greg Schulte came up with that city.
It's one of the better ones.
That's not after, like, Julio Lugo, is it?
No, no. Wow, look at the sink on that pitch. Right over the top of it goes Aaron Rowan. Nothing you're going to do with that. Boy, that had some big-time tilt down and in.
He's got that. He's got the changeup.
Oh, the Gonzo shirts. Still ever popular.
The 0-2.
That one almost got him. And if you know Aaron Rowan like I do, he doesn't move.
No.
He's not afraid to get hit by a pitch. He's not afraid to go slam into a wall. I think he actually kind of likes it. This is my kind of ball player right here, Aaron Rowan.
Cal State Fullerton.
Change up. Yeah.
Ooh.
You're my kind of ball player, but right there, Aaron Heilman just absolutely put a sequence on you. Yeah, right over the top. That's that changeup you've been talking about. Heilman's changeup, a great weapon to lefties and righties.
So now Freddie Sanchez.
Zip the fastball right to the inside corner. Good pitch.
Freddie having a good night. Change up, have no idea how he took it. 1-1 the count. Aaron with the 1-1. Breaking ball. Doesn't throw too many of those sliders. 1-2 the count. Well, he has got all three dancing. And he is commanding them, certainly. He shakes him off. Goes to a fastball away on 1-2. Boy, that one has some jump to it.
He's throwing hard tonight. That one's in the low 90s. But this Saturday, the D-backs will host Studio 34 in the Miller Lite Diamond Club. Studio 34 is a club-themed event with DJs spinning music throughout the D-backs Blue Jays game. The best part is that tickets are only $10 and include a $5 drink credit. Don't miss the party. Get a ticket now at dbacks.com/Studio34.
1-2 the count to Sanchez. Got him with a changeup. Tip of the cap to that Diamondbacks bullpen. They have limped all season long, game by game. Tonight, Vasquez, Heilman, they're sprinting. Knocked back down earlier in the game, hopping right back off the mat again in the 7th. You got Adam Maroche, you got Mark Reynolds. Those are both doubles. And you got one more. CY with the double. 2 runs across the plate to tie this game at 7. And these Giants, they play close games night after night after night. Connor Jackson down the line. Sees all these doubles. Goes right to work into the triangle. Studio 34 is open for business on second base. He has 3 walks and now a double here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. There's your go-ahead run.
Well, Connor Jackson didn't mess around. He got a first pitch fastball and just rifled it down the left field line. Well, he just turned that 94-mile-an-hour fastball right around. And now it's decision time. Do you bunt here with Stephen Drew off the tough lefty Jeremy Affeld, or do you let him swing away and maybe try to drive it in the gap? I say drive it in the gap.
Let's watch what Steven does. Boy, they are looking for the bunt. Sandoval in on the corner. Huff is in on the corner as well.
A great play was to square the bunt, bring that third baseman in, and then just have Connor Jackson steal third. Nobody's there to cover. Show bunt right now. See if you can get Sandoval to creep in. Nope, he's swinging away and got a slow breaking ball, and he was out in front of it.
No one up in the pen. Justin Upton is on deck. Giants have played 14 of the 39 games, and they have had them decided by 1 run, the most in the National League. Squares to bunt, 0-2 the count.
Makes me wonder if that was on his own. And if it was on his own, then that'll tell you why, because he just doesn't feel comfortable at all off a half-out. 0 for 7 career with a couple of strikeouts. So that was definitely on his own.
And he's dug himself quite a hole now.
Now he just got to battle now. Find a way. By hook or by crook, you got to get Connor Jackson to third base.
Outside. 1-2 the count.
I mean, sure, you'd love to drive it down the right field line and trade places with him with a double, but right now you got to revert back to your fundamentals.
One ball, 2 strikes. Got him.
Well, that's just a tough at-bat right there for Stephen Drew.
Right fielder, Justin Upton.
This is last year, September 29th, against FL. And they will.
It ain't happening this time.
Pitch around him.
Well, that is such a long, long ways to hit a baseball up there in San Francisco the other way. But Adam LaRoche going to get his opportunity as they pitch around Justin.
So LaRoche, as he proved earlier in this ball game with a double lefty on lefty, has another assignment. And Adam, 4 for 9 in his career with a triple and a homer against FL. Hitting over 300 against lefties this year.
Now batting first baseman, Adam LaRoche.
Seven our score. Bottom half of inning number 8. Breaking ball is called high. 1-0 the count. Time is called. So FL will step off. Adams doubled twice already tonight. Came in hitting .361 with runners in scoring position. Nice job, Whiteside.
Really nice job there. Huge play right there. Double play still in order now. But Adam LaRoche got himself a fastball count here.
Hitters count 2-0. Bouncing ball, playing it in. Funky bounce. That's all they will get is the one.
How about Justin Upton going in hard at second base, keeping it alive?
I tell you, he went in hard, and at no point did that play look easy for anybody involved.
third baseman, Mark Reynolds.
Sanchez played it awkwardly, charged in, and stopped, played it back off to his side. He made it look tough. Boy, he was fortunate. It felt like it might go awry for him. Well, now Mark Reynolds. Again, he is asked to get something done. Runners on first and third, 2 outs. Homer and a double. 3 RBIs. Hung the 4th and 5th runs on Tim Lincecum with a homer, a deep homer in the 5th. Strike 1. 2 for 5 with 2 walks and 2 strikeouts in his career against FL. One and one the count. Well, he's starting to put that badge back on and serve as sheriff, isn't he? The 1-1.
Ouch, right off the front puppy.
I think it's very different stuff. It's a different delivery. Obviously, Affeld is longer in his delivery, but he gets that kind of ugly contact when he is right, like Quo does with the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah. He does, not only throws hard, but he's got serious movement.
Big old left-hander getting 93, 94.
He's gotten even to 96 tonight.
1-2. Bounces it into the dirt. Here comes the go-ahead run. Saved in the play.
Connor Jackson never hesitated, anticipated the breaking ball in the dirt, and he was off and running. You don't have to be a fast base runner to be a good base runner. Connor Jackson just showed what a great base runner he is right there. Never hesitate. I'm coming. Put the pressure on the opposing defense. Good things happen. Sure enough, Connor Jackson, he started this inning with a double, and he just scored the go-ahead run on a wild pitch. Great stuff, Connor Jackson.
And this offense, demoralized by an unraveling by the pitching staff in the 6th, has reclaimed their rightful spot on top of the Giants.
I don't want to overlook. This inning does not continue without a hard slide at second base by Justin Upton. That's some more good base running.
Big part of this inning as well. So here we go, the 2-2. Over the top. Now the other part of the story tonight. Connor Jackson is aggressive base runner. The offense is that bullpen. 2 scoreless frames in a row. Chad Qualls will look to make it 3. It'll be a very meaningful third if he does. This gave the Diamondbacks the lead. score. Aaron Heilman stays on. And he stays on to face Pablo Sandoval. Qualls is warming in the pen, but Heilman goes to work. 1 run, 1 hit in 3 innings. With no offense to Carlos Rosa, Vasquez and Heilman have just been better. And that is a strike over the inside corner.
Sandoval can't believe it. It had some late tilt back to the inside corner. I don't know. The Kung Fu Panda, he scares me. And Mark Wegner just gave the San Francisco Giant dugout a blistering earful.
They're not done. They're barking right back over there. Lefties, you can see, hitting just 147 against him this year. Out front of the changeup. 0-2 the count. 11 hits for the Giants, 9 for the Diamondbacks. The 0-2. Change up again, just got a piece of it.
Well, that was a good pitch. Sandoval has a way of making contact, doesn't strike out much. Even pitches that are out of the strike zone by plenty, he can find a way to survive and maybe get a mistake.
The Giants are just 6-8, by the way, in those 14 one-run games in which they have participated. Comes a fastball on 0-2. Popped it up. And it's up above us. It's a souvenir.
Chris Snyder says, man, I ran out of fingers. What do you want to throw here? What's the breaking ball? Be careful here.
The 0-2. That one is lined into the seats. Really got on top of that
change-up, wasn't it?
May have been.
Tough to tell.
Very tough to tell.
You see, he gets Sandoval to chase a pitch about 6 inches outside.
Who knows? They shake those signs up at times with the bases clean. 0-2 the count. Pretty sure what that is.
Better get it inside.
The 0-2. He did.
Good pitch. It wasn't a strike, but it's a good pitch.
Those lefties, by the way, we showed you that number, 5 for 34 against him. 5 for 34. The righties 9 for 29. A 147 clip. Left-handed batters this year. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball just missed.
Boy, didn't get it that time. Sandoval might be fortunate to still be in the batter's box. Nope, it was a little down and a little in, but awfully close. It was a good pitch.
The 2-2. Change up, fly ball left. Connor Jackson ranging. Catching. 1 out.
Well, I'll tell you, Heilman really threw a lot of quality pitches right there to Sandoval and just got him on a little lazy fly ball the other way.
3 times this year, the Diamondbacks have won their game. In their final at bat, they're trying to make it 4.
Another left-handed hitter for Heilman to have to face.
That one is drilled right field, got it off the bat. Here comes Upton. He's got it for the 2nd out.
Well, after a long battle with Sandoval, 1 pitch, 1 out on Huff. And the fans, they're showing their appreciation for this ball game today. They're showing their appreciation for Aaron Heilman. One more big out to go.
And Heilman looking to earn his first win as a Diamondback.
It's going to be Matt Downs.
265 this year, 18 hits and 68 at bats, 6 doubles, 1 homer. Slider outside, 1-0 the count.
What a win this would be, Darren Sutton.
A little roller, and it's a foul ball. 1-1 to count. Arizona looking to make it back-to-back wins. That's the most they put together in a row this year. So hopefully if they can hang on and get this one, then maybe win a few more.
Well, you got to start stacking wins.
Starting with tonight, where part of the story is the bullpen. And tonight it's a positive one.
Yeah, you're playing one game at a time, but you need to start stacking them.
The 1-1. Into the dirt it goes with a changeup. 2-1 the count. Toronto comes to town. They're on their way. Coming on down from Seattle, where they lost to the Mariners 4-3. But we'll worry about that tomorrow.
Right now you got to take care of Matt Downs.
The 2-1 to Downs. Changeup sails in. 3-1 the count.
Uribe on deck. Has already homered tonight. He leads the Giants in RBIs with 25. So you got to try to take care of this guy right here and now. Make a pitch. See if you can get a swing and a ground ball.
Between 03 to 05, Heilman became a convert to the bullpen. And he has been there ever since, helping to close out games in New York and Chicago. Tonight in Phoenix, a 3-1. Outside, just missed the corner. It's ball 4.
A.J. Hinch going to come out. Is he making a move? He sure is. He's making a move.
Heilman did a great job. Qualls hot in that pen. Uribe 0 for 4 against him. He had never faced Heilman. And lock this ball game down. Esperling Vasquez, Aaron Heilman was fabulous on a very, very close pitch called ball 4, a walk, and that cost him his spot in this game. So Chad Qualls will look to pick up the save. It will be his 7th of the year. ERA over 7 on the year. And he has put together 14 innings, giving up 23 hits. He needs just 1 out. Uribe 0 for 4 against him. He has homered, he has singled, grounded out, and flied out.
He leads the Giants in RBIs.
Slider, strike one.
It's nervous time here at Chase Field. Been a great ball game. Just an entertaining ball game. Now all of a sudden somebody's been kicked out of the game. Well, go ahead and kick somebody out of the game. Coach is going to come out and find out just who it is. Almost like a father-son argument.
Yeah, Boats are letting them have it. I'll tell you what, there was a very, very close pitch that was ball 4 just a moment ago to Downs.
Dale Scott, the crew chief, going to come in and restore order. Boats got his say. Gonzo's laughing, so is his son Jacob. And Boats will head down the tunnel and we'll play on.
Oh, and 1 to count. Slider, strike 2. Now he swung at ball 1 there. 0-2 the count.
Those are two sliders as good as Chad Qualls has thrown all year.
Here.
A little divine intervention.
The 0-2. The Diamondbacks sweep the mini 2-gamer against the San Francisco Giants. And tonight, on a night in which they score 5 against Tim Lincecum, they rally back. The jawing still going on between Uribe and Wagner. Umpiring crew stepping in. Handshakes now for the men in white. The Diamondbacks win it by a score of 8-7. In the last 2 pitches, as you said, wicked sliders.
A lot of good stuff from the Diamondback bullpen tonight. A happy crew. Chad Qualls just the last of a good effort by the Diamondback bullpen late in the ballgame.
Arizona wins it. We have a lot to talk about. Todd and Joe ready to go. And the bullpen, a positive story tonight.